Hey everyone and welcome back. I am Deathwing and you are tuned in to a rookie survivalist. As you can see down here in the right bottom, I do not currently have internet. So I decided to do this. This is going to be a purely vanilla one, not exactly what I got planned. Um, but I want to do a Mars survival. So to get us started off with, we go to new game, custom game, then scroll down star system. Also, like I said, no mods. We will add mods later on. I will definitely add mods. But for the start of the survival and Mars, I am not gonna add any mods in here. I just want to do a vanilla start on Mars. And then in advanced settings, I just want to change a couple of things up here. Character inventory to max. Block inventory we're gonna keep on normal. All the others we're gonna max out. All of it, all of it, all of it. Okay, so I want the refineries and the assembler efficiency and speed up to 10. The welding speed and grinding speed, we're going to keep that on 5 because it's as high as it goes. Everything else normal except for total PCU. We're going to buff that up a bit so we can build. Then I want to enable in-game scripts so that I might actually do a solar panel script later on. Maybe. Don't know. Just in case, it's already there. That's everything we need from over here. We can give it a name. Mars. No. Sorry for the bad spelling. I am dyslexic, so please excuse me if you see me spell anything incorrectly. You may point it out and be a dick about it, or keep it to yourself and just laugh. It's funny either way. Um, we're going to get started on this. I just want to add a small bit while everything's loading in that I am doing this on my laptop, which is an i7, but bear in mind it's a laptop, so I only have like 2 gigs of graphics. I have 8 gigs of RAM, so while recording I can't run the best of specs. We're going with Mars. It says normal difficulty. I find Mars very easy actually. And load in. So we might find some initial lag when loading in and dropping in. I just want to quickly pause the game actually right here and point out some things that I see. Like these white spots are all deposits right around where we're going to land. And that's one of the reasons I like being on Mars, is there's a lot of them, like really, and they're easy to spot. So as we're on Earth, I've got a bit of difficulty seeing them. And like I say, there's a lot of ice in between. We're in here. There we go. I want to take our helmet off here because there's no oxygen. We will die. Almost a nice landing. Very fair, very fair. F to get out of the seat. Okay, so once you're out of your seat, I want you to get back in your seat. Press I to open up the inventory. You will have an assault rifle, automatic rifle, sorry, ammo for that, and GPS coordinates to a station. Right click to open, and just create the GPS marker. You will see what they do, but interesting enough, in the game menu, that is by pressing K, you get the GPS tab and you'll see the station there. Secondly, you can show that on HUD and then we search for it. Our station is over there, right there, 41 k's that way. Not too bad, but it's not the best location for it. Okay, secondly, I'm going to be playing mostly first person view, except when doing some stuff. On the left of your survival pod is a O2 generator. There's 2 tanks in there with some 300 ice. These are oxygen and hydrogen tanks. They will allow you to have a jetpack. Don't waste it. And then as well as oxygen for your suit, extra oxygen. Now, to get started on everything, you can access the G menu by pressing G. Now up here is a couple of blocks that is available currently for build, but we want to look at the progression so we can see what we still need to unlock out of all of this. I have a certain way I like to set up my stuff, so I'm going to get started with that first of all. Just putting the first 4 queues up, and if you're wondering how I'm doing that, it is by pressing Control 1, 2, 3 and 4. I can switch by taskbars up to 9. There you can see, and just fill them with different items. And on the left here you have different sorters for your blocks, but everything will always be on your main screen as well, except for your tools that I just add in on all of those, so it's there as well. Except the drill I only keep on 1. At the rear end of your pod you'll find a survival kit. This will give you a respawn point, have the ability to recharge your suit's oxygen and hydrogen, as long as there is ice in the system, as well as adding stone through this connector port. You can be able to process stone into ingots and then these starter items to create some starter blocks. Now we are kind of on a flat spot. I don't really like this for a base location, but for a starter it's good. Yeah, let's get started. First of all, we need to get our hands on some stone, some good quality stone. So I'm gonna start by digging right here. C to crouch down and right click to drill. With this drill mode you'll only be removing the voxel and not collecting any voxel. And it removes quite a fair bit, so it gives you a nice little tunnel where you can get in and dig down. We want to go in quite a bit because we want to reach the stone and not just be in the soil. Yeah, we're in the stone. Now there, soil texture, rough, stone. Stone there has a bigger yield per drop than soil, I think. I'm not sure on that, but I think that's the case. Okay, down in the bottom of this bit, we want to go straight for a bit. Just drill straight. You can right click drill if you want as well. Just so you have a small little tunnel leading forward. Like so, that's good enough. And I want to make sure that this is almost as level as I can get it. So I'm going to continue drilling this out a bit. Like that. Then here, I'm going to start drilling down a small bit. Like that. Moi. And then we can just left click drill this. Now everything should nicely deposit by our feet, and we can just continue doing this method of drilling for most of the first day, because we don't really need to go very far to get all the rock we need. And I'm gonna cut away through all of this. I'm not gonna let you sit through most of my drilling, but you want to get like 3 to 5 loads going. And by loads I mean, if you have a look at the middle of the screen above the toolbar, there is a blue line. As I press F over these stone lumps or rocks, it fills up and begins to fade red.
Inventory full.
And then she warns you. I don't know what her name is, but she's always mysterious. I like it. So I'm just going to add the stone into the back. And this is a limit, a volume limit, same as your character has a volume limit that it can carry. If you go over to production, we can queue ingots from it. Now, from one stone, it will produce that. I think if you queue one ingot, it produces one of those. So just queue like 1,000 for now, and continue dumping all your stone in here until you have like 3 to 5 loads. like I said. That will be enough for the start. Also, I just quickly want to state that anyone new, just check in your advanced settings how many floating objects or objects you can have. I've set mine to 100, so that means literally in my game there's allowed 100 random items lying around. Anything more than that will despawn. So when drilling, especially ores, don't go boss and take all of it at once. Count your
Energy
items and
critical.
yeah, always keep an eye on that.
Inventory full.
One of the ways you die is running out of energy. So let's pop these back in there. While this is there, I want to quickly explain exactly what we're on about with energy. On the left bottom, I have my suit stats. Now, the red one currently is power. The one above that is O2, is oxygen. And the one at the bottom is hydrogen, H2. And the one on top is my health. All of those can be refilled over at the screen, like that.
Energy
See?
low.
Even energy refills, but very slowly. And this is by pressing F the whole time. So holding the button, holding the button, holding the button. You can, however, also get into any suit and any seat, and your suit will recharge. If you are in an oxygen rich environment, your suit will automatically recharge oxygen from the environment, like Earth, or in sealed or enclosed environment where there is oxygen. I think this will be the last set that I need to go and get. Then we can start on unlocking some of the items. Okay, now that we are back, I've put in the last of the stone in here. I got a bit of more than 5 loads in, and I'm just keeping an eye on the bottom part of the survival kit's volume, because I'm just over halfway now, so I want to start producing some items. Then you go over to your production tab. I want to queue up 100 steel plates. I want to queue 30 motors. I want to also queue 30 PC boards, but I want to queue 50 components, construction components, only 10 displays, also 50 girders, as well as 50 interior plates. This will just be for randomly placing items and making sure that I've always got enough items to build with. This is my personal production queue that I like to have available. The quantities you can obtain by doing shift clicking for 100, control clicking for 10, and shift control clicking for 1,000 of each item. Now, while those are busy, let's go into the production tree. We want to do a basic assembler, a basic refinery as soon as possible, as well as the steel blocks and the interior walls here. The landing gear we can get from our vessel itself. Just grind it down halfway health, so it's non-functional, and then start grinding it back up again. Then you will learn that. Just make sure when you're doing that with a block that it is the next one in line. Don't go do it with a seat that's over here and it's not unlocked yet. So then it's useless because you won't be able to weld it up. But you will be stuck with the components for it. And then also we want to get our solar panels and wind turbines. First of all, we're going to start with wind turbines, 2 of them on my power tower on top, and also a basic refinery and a basic assembler, as well as one of these blocks. Now I want to add these into the build planner, so let's go ahead and add one of those into the build planner, one of these into the build planner, as well as our, where is it, wind turbines. 2 wind turbines into the build planner. When doing this, especially with these other blocks, make sure that you are set on large or small grids for whichever you want to use. Then just run up to your assembler or building item like the survival kit, and then shift middle mouse button to queue all those items in the production queue over there. He will now start producing this. But if we go over here, this is full. This is why it's not doing it. So I want to withdraw those items, my standard issue items that I like. Just so. The rest he will continue on producing until it is full, or it will, not he will, it will. And then next thing on the list, if you want to withdraw the items for the build queue, just run up to the constructor item that you're using and middle mouse button. It doesn't need to be a constructor. If you're on a base, you can just use a connection port if it's connected to the place where the material's at. Then it will automatically withdraw the materials from it. If I go G menu, you'll notice that we don't have all the turbine materials yet. That's still busy being produced. So we can also go ahead and start placing our blocks for our base. You can rotate these with delete and page, and if you hit B, you can change the alignment to free alignment or planetary alignment, which is there. Now I just want to make it a free block again, so I can rotate it like that. So I line it up exactly where my hole is. I like to do this. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. And then we go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my standard layout foundation for my base. I want to do the floor inside with interior walls because they've got this nice pattern on them. So I'm going to go ahead and fill everything inside with this. Now, initially I said that I wanted those 150 and 30 of all the components. If I have a look at one of these blocks and you look at the right of my screen, there it is. It will show what items we need to continue building this item. If you look at the bottom of it, it says interior plates 1. Now that comes from my inventory. If you look at the one at the side, where is it? There. It says 1 steel plate. So that's why I needed those items so that I can place these. The rest of the items I only need when I want to weld them up. I want to weld one of these blocks and one of these blocks up from the start. But I am not done laying out this part of my base. So let's go over to this end and we go 9. Scrolling up with the mouse, middle mouse, you can change the portion or the section cuts of these blocks, and which allows you to make really nice ways to get up and down from really sticky situations without using your jetpack too much. Saving fuel, being efficient. Now I want to go 3 levels up, so it's 1 more level than this for my roof. My roof will be situated on that level right there. And we go over to 2. Hang on. Go and collect the rest of the items from here that we need. 2 more interior plates needed. That's fine. We've already collected it when we collected the 52 because we only queued 50 for ourselves. Okay, now I want to go to my welder, first person, and weld up some of these blocks. I want to start with, where am I? Is it this way? No, it's this way. I'll start with this block right there, and this block right there. Now if we go back to the progression menu in G, you will notice that those are all unlocked because I've welded up those two different type of blocks. And now you can see the, uh, the texture that I wanted for the interior of the floors and not just the foundation. So there you have it. Okay, now that that is up, next item on the list, we need to go to G menu, Control 2, and add some more blocks. I want to add that block, and then that block. Those are all light armor blocks, and you get heavy armor versions of those as well. But for this base, we don't need to worry too much about it being attacked or vandalized. Like
Energy
so,
low.
I believe. Yes. Then 9. We want to do the rest of the roof with. So there we put one. There's one. And there's one. We bring this in to there and there. You will always do that. I constantly do. Or you will be misplacing blocks like that. So they're free. That means you can even try and turn them over. Although I think this is too heavy for me to move. Take your grinder out to remove whatever you don't want. Like that block. It does not belong there. Don't know who told it it does, but it doesn't. Then also we want to go and fill up this entire row with these blocks. This is important. Then I also want to start doing the power tower thing. Or I call it a power tower. It's a tower I put up where all my power is generated from. Yes, that block. Then we need back to this block, eh? Turn. Let's quickly use that to get up here. And then switch it off. Jetpack you activate by pressing X. 9 full block. And we go back to 3, switching. Like that. Then from on top of this block we want to go one, it's already too high, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Energy
11.
critical.
1, 2, and we go 1, oh no, sorry, that was 11. 1, 2, 9, when we go 1, 2 to the sides, 1, 2 to the sides, 1, 2 to the sides, and 1, 2 to the sides, and then another 2 on top. While we're up here, we can quickly go 4 and add this in and see how far we can get with welding it up. This is our wind turbine. This will create power. Now I'm going to place another one at the end of this, but we need power, like in really soon. Our suit's power is on less than 1. If we don't have power, we will start dying because it is bloody cold on Mars. So I'm just gonna hop into the seat and let that be that. With K menu we can access all of this. We want to turn all the landing gears auto-lock off, unlock all of them, relock all of them. Take this one, put it off the terminal and switch that back over. This is all that's in here. These we're all going to rename later on because I am very OCD when it comes to doing the stuff. And my suit is full. We can quickly run to the back and recharge the oxygen and hydrogen because that's a lot quicker than doing the suit's power. I don't know why, but I guess it makes sense because air It's quicker for refilling an oxygen tank than it is recharging a battery of the same size. Not always, depending on the pressure you need. But I'm taking this in 3 to 500 bar cylinders, so it isn't that big a deal. Where were we? Oh, power tower on top. We need to add another wind turbine. Take off. Put it, put it on, and just land to weld it up. These two will be enough to run the starter base that I've got planned. More than enough to do it with. Like that. Then with 2, 3, we switch these about like that. Just to add, we need more steel plates for the rest of the base. That is a bummer. Okay, cool. That's all done. Run here. See, no more extra steel plates. We need to produce a bit more. And some of these. Let's queue up another 100 steel plates and 10 of these. Another 30, 40. Awesome. Now the steel plates here, that's more than enough now. We can just quickly add these blocks, that's that and that, back in where they belong. As well as, which side do we want to do it? Was it this side? Was it that side? I believe it was this side, but we're going to do it on this side this time. No, we can do it on this side. It's good. Yeah, we can. Okay. Now we're going to do it on... No, we should have done it this side. Sorry, these blocks need to come out. I messed up. Okay, there. It's fixed. That needs to be that side so that we can place the basic refinery and basic assembler on this side, and the rest of the stuff goes over there. And the reason this tower is so extremely high is there's going to be stuff on the roof, so that that has enough clearance that it doesn't interfere with anything. In our G menu, we quickly want to add the basic assembler and the basic refinery. When working with the assembler, it is part of this kit. So you go to the top and then add it in. And you just run to the back here and shift middle mouse button to queue it and middle mouse button to retrieve it. And up we go! I want to place the basic refinery over here, orientated this way. The reason for that is, if you look at it, it has a flat side that should be sealed airtight if we put it down. It has a couple of yellow connectors on it that is for items to move between inventory and active blocks. So that goes there, and then the basic assembler only has one of them. So orientated so that it fits that way. Then let's quickly go retrieve some more items. We've almost got everything we need. And tag that in, we can melt that up. The moment this is up, we can use the control panel over here to have a look at our wind turbines. You will notice that they are currently outputting 500 and 500. The reason is that the basic assembler is currently using 1 kilowatt of power in idle mode. The basic refinery, the basic assembler will be doing the same thing. When they are powered, the turbines will be creating more power, up to a max of 337.97 kilowatts of output, and it has optimal clearance, both of them. So it's a really good design on the tower. I don't know if someone else is using it as well. I haven't seen someone else using it yet. Okay, now we have all the components for this. You can weld up. Weld. Okay, at this point, it is the start of night time. Through night, we're quickly gonna work on the ship to turn it into a perfect little drill ship. Bear in mind, perfect little doesn't really go well, but it's going to be good for a starter vessel. That brings us to the end of part 1. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up at the bottom. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And give me a shout out in the comments if you've noticed anything weird or strange that I might have missed. Cheers, ciao, and tot ziens.